What's going on, guys? My name is Junior James. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I have a very exciting topic to talk to you about. Just kidding, it's actually not that exciting, but if you're trying to develop financial freedom, then this is something that you really need to know. And if you're young like me watching this video, this is something that you really need to get like a jump start on, because later in life you will thank yourself. So yes, you read the title correctly. Today we're going to be talking about building credit scores, and this is mainly for like young people like myself or teenagers that are just trying to start getting into like the world of credit and developing their credit score and getting a history for themselves. This video is also for people who have bad credit scores. I'll give you a lot of good tips of how to actually increase your credit score, so definitely watch this video if you're on both sides of the party. And if you already have a great credit score and you don't need any of this advice, like and subscribe to my channel just for being nice. Thank you. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, if you're like an 18 or 19-year-old, why do I need to start building my credit score? Because you're not probably in the spot where you're about to buy a house or a property, and you may have a debit card, or you just like using cash, and you just don't really get the point because you might have heard the rumors of credit is really dangerous and it can lead to bad things. And the main reasons why building a credit score early is really, really smart, especially if you're into finance and you're into building wealth for yourself and financial freedom, is building your credit score at a young age can lead you to so many more possibilities in the future. And I say this, my main reason is for real estate, because right now I'm building my credit score. So in the future, even if I'm in my young 20s and stuff, if I have a good credit score, it can lead to better interest rates, giving a better down payment on a house, and even getting approved for loans. So it's just really important to have a good credit score, because I don't want to like be in a great position to buy a house or buy a rental property and then I get screwed over with not having a really good credit score. Also, there are some short-term benefits to having credit, and I'll use two examples. First off, cashback. Cashback is an awesome feature that credit cards give you. And I'll get into the Discover card, but I actually get 5% cash back. So that's basically like there's a 5% sale on anything I buy, and it's really easy to redeem back onto your debit card or your bank account. And it's just like a cool little perk that helps you out. And also, like, there's just the most obvious thing ever. Like, if you have a debit card and not a credit card, let's say you lose this debit card or it's stolen, and somebody charges $1,000 of random stuff onto your debit card, and you're at $1,000. Now you have to go to the bank and tell them that like it was fraud and everything, and you have that big thing settled, and you are like freaking out because you're down $1,000. But if you have a credit card and that gets lost or stolen, that money's not yours. So it's just a lot less of a sweat, where if you like lose or your card gets stolen, they're spending the bank's money, they're not spending your money. So that's like the big idea of credit, where it's like it's a lot better to have a credit card on you and potentially somebody scamming you with that than your debit card. So like I said, I'm going to give you guys tips of how to build your credit. So stay tuned to the end of the video, and also stay tuned to the end of the video because I want to talk to you about my Apple Card. Super excited about that. So if you're young and you don't have a credit card, or you're a student and you don't have a credit card, I recommend getting the Discover credit card. And it's actually a student card. It's super easy to get, and most people will be able to get it. And there are no like transfer fees or anything, and you actually get 5% cash back. So that's why I was saying before about that 5% cash back. It's like a little discount on everything you buy, and it's super convenient. And that will actually start you on your credit journey. And the next step on that is making sure you keep your utilization low, meaning don't spend a bunch of money on this credit card. Now that you have a credit card and you have like a $1,200 credit limit, don't blow it all. Try to keep it below like 5% even, just like a tiny bit of money, just occasionally buy like a meal on there or something, and then just pay it off right away if you're in that position to. If you're not in the position to just be able to pay it off right away or anything, try to avoid using it in the first place, because you're just going to start your credit history kind of poorly, and it will lead you to a bad score. And the most obvious rule, if you are able to, never miss a payment on your credit card, because the moment you start missing payments, not only will you get charged fees or interest rates, but that will start to decrease your credit score. And once you start missing payments, it just kind of like the trust between the bank and you will go down, and your credit score will decrease. So don't buy something on credit if you don't need to, that like you're not gonna be able to pay back. So for example, if you're trying to like buy a TV that's $500, I'm like, don't buy a $500 TV that you cannot pay back. And honestly, you're trying to keep your utilization below like 10%. So I wouldn't even try to buy a TV on a credit card, because it's just gonna make you look like you're just kind of risky with it. And that's gonna like, they're not gonna wanna see that. They just wanna see little payments that you pay off. That's the best way to increase your credit score. And another thing to increase your credit score, if you're kind of at like a stuck point and you're like in your 20s or something, is to open new accounts. And when I say this, I don't mean go apply to a bunch of accounts, because the more you apply to accounts, it's actually kind of poor, because like that makes you look desperate and stuff, and makes you look not trustworthy, unreliable. So just maybe like try to get a card that's super easy to get. You'll know you'll get approved for it, and it will just increase your whole credit limit to the point where it benefits you. And for a perfect example, I just got my second credit card. I actually got the Apple card, and I'm super excited to get started with this. The reason I got this card is just there's no fees. I only think there's like 1% cash back, but it's just like a super clean looking card that I'll just charge a little bit to, and I'm super excited to see how that will work out for me. Applying for the Apple card was actually super easy too. I just went on, applied, and it literally took like 2 seconds. I got an email saying I was accepted. It's pretty easy to get accepted with that. I don't recommend getting that for your first one. You might not get accepted because you're gonna need a credit history, but definitely I'm excited to get started using that. It increased my whole credit limit by like 2, so now I'll be able to buy like more things with keeping my utilization low, and in the long run increasing my credit score. Okay, so now if you're someone with a bad credit score, I recommend first trying as hard as you can to get all that debt paid, because that is what's keeping you behind. That's what's making your credit score low. If you keep having to pay these interest rates too and stuff, it just makes it worse. So if you're in a spot where you can pay it off, or you have to like kind of cut back on expenses or anything, try to get it all paid off to the point where you don't owe anything on your credit. And once you get to that point, then you can start trying to rebuild your credit score with buying cheap things and low payments onto your credit card and paying them off. But definitely try to clear that whole history that you have if you're in debt. And then my final advice to you guys is I recommend getting Credit Karma. This isn't a sponsored video or anything, just I got Credit Karma when I got my first credit card, and it just is really, really good. It keeps you updated with your TransUnion and Equifax credit score, which is super beneficial. Your FICO score will usually be like able to find on whatever your card you have, but it's good to just know all of them and make sure you're like well aware of your credit score and stuff. And it will even notify you if like something happens where your credit score goes down like a significant amount, or even like 1 point. So it's just really good to have that, and you can learn a ton on there, like, and ask questions to like an animated thing that responds to you like of questions you have, and it's super beneficial. So you will learn so much just using that. So let me know if you have any other questions about credit cards or your credit score, and I will be sure to respond to them. Thank you for watching this video, and see you next time.